Hello, welcome to my YouTube account. I am the face behind Olive's Jellycat. Here you can see my wonderful Jellycat Bashful Bunny rainbow wall. And I've had quite a few requests to kind of talk a bit more about my collection, so that's why I'm here. However, that being said, this is my first ever YouTube video, so if you want me to make videos on specific things, please do let me know, as I need some inspiration, so that would be great. So, about my collection. So, I am 22 and I have pretty much been obsessed with bunnies my whole life, which is really cool. When I was 1, I think, my auntie actually bought me my first ever Jellycat, who was this bunny, Honey. And fun fact, I don't think I've ever had any other brand of toys. I've basically had Jellycats my entire life. And it's always been something that I've looked for in shops. It's always something that I've, I guess, collected but looked for and loved, which is really cool. So this is Honey, and I would take her everywhere with me, but I don't really take her that many places anymore because I don't want to lose her. So she does tend to stay at home, but as you can see, she's very well loved. She does actually have whiskers, as she's one of the first ever Jellycat Bashful bunnies that they made, which is really, really cool. So this is Honey. She started the craze for bunnies, essentially. And as I kind of grew up, so I'm 22 now, as I said, you know, Jellycats got bigger and bigger and bigger in popularity. And they decided to come out with different colours, hence the Bashful Bunny Rainbow. And basically, you know, what would happen was, because I love bunnies so much, it was a very easy gift, I think, for people to give me. Not just an easy gift, to be honest, it was a very, very thoughtful gift because I absolutely loved them. So, for example, my grandparents, they bought me most of my bunnies. I actually sold a few of them to save towards a house deposit, some of the more expensive ones, because a lot of you have said, you know, like, oh, that's like £5,000 worth in bunnies. I'm not actually sure how much it is. Like, you should sell them, like, it's overconsumption. I have sold quite a lot of them, because, you know, sometimes it's not good to hang on to things, but I have kept most of my collection. So the most expensive ones I sold, and the ones that I wasn't, you know, deeply connected to. So I have sold some of them, but obviously they're a big part of my life, so I don't want to sell them all. But yeah, so my grandparents, really, they were the ones who, I guess, like, started the collecting per se, as for every birthday and every Christmas they would always buy me a bunny. So they bought me, like, actually all of the woodland bunnies, like pecan, just so many, and they're so lovely. And then I guess the rest of my family also kind of hopped on that craze, I guess. I think craze is probably the wrong word. But basically for birthdays and Christmases, I would get Jellycat Bashful bunnies because I love them so much. And I still do. I think they're so cool. So yeah. So I know it's like a trend now to collect a Bashful Bunny rainbow, but when I was growing up, I think Jellycats were cool, but they weren't like the thing. I think maybe it was Beanie Babies or something else. But I loved bunnies. Like, my whole bedroom was bunny themed. I had a pet bunny. Like, I cannot tell you how much growing up the bunny was like an important figure in my life. So it just made sense for me to like have all of the Bashful bunnies. And I obviously love rainbows as well, so it's great for me. So I have all of my bunnies here displayed in a rainbow, and then I do have some others dotted around in my bedroom. So if you look at my other videos, you'll see kind of my whole collection, but this is pretty much all of them. As you can see, there's quite a lot. I do have some other things in the middle. Like, more recently I've been really getting into the kind of seafood and sea creatures, and then the other things I quite like to collect are the really like quirky animals, so like bats and the recent sugar glider, Myth Mothman. I really like him. I think they're more in line with my personality now, which is really cool. So yeah, I decided to display my bunnies in my bedroom, as for a while they weren't in my bedroom, they were in the attic, and I thought, you know, it's just such a shame. And as I've gotten older, I've kind of gotten more into, I guess, like interior design, and I want my bedroom to look a certain way. and you know, make me feel a certain way. And honestly, waking up and seeing a rainbow, it just makes me feel so happy. Like, it's just so nice, you know, to wake up and see loads of colour. And I think jellycats are really cute, like they're really nice to look at. Obviously they're really soft and cuddly as well. I also see a lot of comments on my videos, you know, to be, what's the phrase, to be loved, not collected. You know, all of my jellycats are loved. Just because they're on a wall doesn't mean they're not loved. I quite frequently rotate them, especially the older ones, you know, the ones that my grandparents bought me. Like, those are the ones that I cuddle. Like, if you look at my bed, like I even have this one. This is a newer one that my boyfriend bought me, and like, look how loved she is already. I'll show you another one. And like, again, this is Juniper Bunny. Like, she was a new release. My boyfriend actually also bought her for me too, which is really nice. She reminds me of my dog Olive, so she's probably my favourite one at the moment. But you can see how loved she is. So they definitely don't go unloved, I promise. And you know, it's not like it's a new collection, it's a collection that I had growing up as a little girl that I'm still finding joy in, which I think is really nice. Like, I think, you know, with this whole like overconsumption core, because I get a lot of comments about that as well, like, sure, it'd be really bad if you were, you know, buying them to then just like get rid of them, but this is something I've literally had my entire life, and it's been such an important part of like my growth growing up. Like, I even remember like in school in like year 9 we were doing photography, and I took all of my Jellycat bunnies in for a photo shoot, and there's like these pictures of me with all of my friends like throwing them up in the air. It was really cool, and I was kind of like known for it in school, you know, which is kind of fun as well. So yeah, the comments kind of saying like, oh, like, you must be rich, or like, I wish I was as rich as you. I think that's a difficult comment to battle. Everyone comes from different financial situations, but you know, I haven't just gone and dropped like 5 grand on these bunnies. Like, I've literally had them my entire life, and you know, most of them when they were bought were like £15 or less. Like, I remember one of my oldest ones, Dixie, I'll show her. Here she is. When I bought her, I call her Tiggy, I remember saving up all of my pocket money for like, must have been like over a month, to buy her off the Jellycat website, and she was £15. I remember the day I got enough to buy her with postage, I was so excited, and she's one of my favourites as well. She used to look a lot more like Honey, so like, as you can see, she looks quite good now. Basically, my mum has gotten into doing like the whole Jellycat spa day thing, which I think is really nice, but she spa dayed Tiggy, and now Tiggy doesn't look old, she looks new, and like, she still feels like old, but I don't know. Like, I have a mixed opinion with like Jellycat spa days. I think if you're buying a second-hand Jellycat, then it's really nice to give them a spa day and a refresh, but you know, in something that you've loved, it's nice to kind of see the love and the wear over the years. But I do know, like, when you spa day an old Jellycat, if you then cuddle it, it doesn't actually take that long until it kind of goes back to its original condition. I mean, she does look a lot better. You can see her like leopard print now, and you literally couldn't before. So she looks better, but she doesn't feel the same. So that's sad, but that's okay. She'll get back to herself sooner or later. But yeah, she is one of my absolute favourite bunnies. But I think that's because I have this just vivid memory of being so young and like desperately saving up and like asking my parents, you know, if I could do chores to like make more money so I could buy her faster, and you know, having that feeling of then being able to purchase her myself with my own money. That's definitely something that stayed with me throughout my life, so that's been really cool. Yeah, so I think that's the end of my first YouTube video. It's kind of weird, you know, talking to a camera for such a long time with no one there, so I don't actually know if anyone will watch this. But yeah, if you want any other videos, longer YouTube videos on my Jellycat collection, do let me know. Let me know what you're looking for, you know, what type of videos I could make, what you'd watch, what you'd like to hear me talk about. Yeah, I don't know if you want to hear me talk about like school, or I don't know. But yeah, do let me know, give me some suggestions, and I'm more than happy to kind of make some videos, like maybe the comment with the most likes, I'll make a video on that next. But yeah, I hope you like this video, and thank you for watching. If anyone's still here watching, thank you for being here and for supporting me. So yeah, and also My account's much bigger on TikTok. I have like 10,000 followers on there, slightly over that now. And I'm also growing my Instagram account as well. It's all under the same username, Olive's Jellycats. So do make sure to follow on those mediums as well. But yeah, thank you for watching.